I'm Shawnee Smith, and let's just cut to the chase.
I love you, Shawnee!
I love you too.
Hey there, Steve, Chris, and Rob. You're doing a variety show in Baltimore, huh? Do you do any The Wire scenes? All I know about Baltimore is crabs and The Wire. Apparently everyone needs to watch The Wire. But instead of going on about that, congratulations for whatever show you're putting on. I hope you have great success. And Steve, Chris, and Rob, a shout out from me here in Los Angeles. It's getting hot and sweaty, and of course I'm still working the COVID no haircut. Anyway, hope you have a great time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hey, psst. Is the show started? Yeah, but you're at the wrong door. Oh yeah, right. All right, let's get this show started. Welcome to the Variety Show. Contrary to our last show, being our last show, we're still here. So, it's 2021 and the pandemic is still with us, but people are getting vaccinated now, so hopefully there'll be a sense of normalcy in the world soon.
Earlier in the year, I contracted a bad case of COVID, ended up in the hospital on oxygen with COVID pneumonia. I decided I enjoyed the experience so much, I'd share it with Steve.
That wasn't bullshit.
Yeah, thanks for that. And then there's this Delta variant they're talking about. It sounds like a Tom Clancy novel or something, or a Chuck Norris movie. Anyway, as for me, I got divorced again.
Shit.
Biden is our new president, so Trump is out. Here's what Republicans have to say about that.
Jesus Christmas! Holy Jesus goddamn! Holy Jesus jumping Christmas shit! All right, let's get this show started with something a little Kentucky Fried.
Ooh.
And if you're a fan of the Zucker brothers, you know what that means.
Bringing you the local top news of the day, this is Eyewitness News with Loud and Clear.
Good morning, I'm Loud and Clear. Up first, we have reports that there's a backup at the Harbor Tunnel caused by an overturned tractor trailer just past the south end. Emergency crews have responded, but delays may continue through the better part of the morning. In other news, there was one winner of the Powerball last night. Hey, put a shirt on, will you? Christ's sake. The winning Powerball ticket was purchased in Baltimore, Maryland, and the lucky bastard won a cool $55 million. $55 million, like any one person knows what to do with all that fucking money. Not that shirt. What is this, 1974? Christ, come on, man, change that shirt. There was a shooting last night in West Baltimore. What else is new, right? The victim, identified as Akupa Kai, the Shiznit Menzer, was found dead on Fulton Avenue around 11:30 last night. Residences believe the murder to be gang-related. No shit, right? There you go. That's a nice shirt. Okay, all right, cool. Now get the hell out of here. You're going to be late for work. Where was I? Oh, yeah, gang violence, West Baltimore, yada, yada. Same shit, different day, right? Coming up in the second half of our report will be sports and weather. No sense talking about the Orioles because, well, they suck this year. And weather, well, 4 days of rain straight. That's what you get to look forward to there, so get the umbrella handy. Excuse me? Hey, excuse me. Yeah, you at the bank stealing shit. Is this your house? No, I didn't think so. Now, empty all this stuff out and get your ass out of here before I get on the phone here with the police. That's right. Empty your shit out and get the hell out of here. This ain't your house. Right. Fucking jerk. Anyway, later Stitch Jones will be here, and we'll check in with Steve Greenfield, rock and roll guitarist and gynecologist. He's at your cervix. But first, here's a news flash.
Well, you wanted the quiet life, John. Dead batteries, empty streets.
Video?
Welcome to Advance Auto Parts.
I need one of those. Is there another way out? Come on. You kidding me?
Did you know we have free installation?
Yeah, I got it.
Mac? Argyle? You still driving this thing?
You're getting blood on the seats, Mac.
Good God.
Oh, man, I just paid this off.
Argyle, you all right? We're getting out of here, buddy. Just gotta change my battery. Night, pal. Argyle, get up. Yeah, baby.
Happy trails.
Get out of here. Keep this car moving. Hey, that's my line.
Die-Hard batteries, owned and sold by Advance and CarQuest Auto Parts.
As the next king of rock and roll himself, the uncrowned one, ladies and gentlemen, Stitch Jones! Yo, man, do I mess with y'all while y'all playing romance the sheep?
You're the maid. I'm a singer, man. You heard of me. Stitch Jones, Earl of Funk, Duke of Cool, Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Shut your face, hippie.
This is Stitch Jones, and you're watching The Variety Show with Steve and Chris. Thank you for checking it out.
So I got a sign out on my front porch for like when Amazon and couriers come,
Right.
because I was getting a lot of packages for my ex-wife. You know, and she's been long moved out, so I figured, you know, that'll deter them from dropping anything. So UPS comes to bring me a package a couple weeks ago. She must have been some kind of young rookie UPS delivery girl. And she comes up, and I have the Ring doorbell that films anybody coming up on the porch. And she's reading the sign right underneath the doorbell, and she's like, well, Greenfield. She's looking at the package, and it's for me, but it says not to leave it for my wife's name, you know. And she's like, she's trying to make a decision whether to leave it or not. And she basically decides that the last name Greenfield is like nobody lives here anymore. And she just talks to herself and just leaves down the steps, still talking to herself. And I'm like, geez. So I had to call UPS and have them like redo all that for me. She comes back again the next day. Now I'm at work when this is going on. She comes back the next day. She comes up the steps again. One day later with another package, different package. Realizes this is the place that the Greenfields have moved out of. Comes to the top of the step, freaks out. Oh, what, you know, says something. I can't remember which. Turns back around, and she is just muttering to herself all the way back to her UPS truck across the street, which my Ring video gets her down the steps. But then I have the Comcast security camera that gets the rest of the street, and she's all the way back to the UPS truck and inside. So it just cracked me up. The part that didn't crack me up was that it took me a week for UPS to re-deliver it. And they wrote on both boxes, Steve does live there. And both boxes actually said that. So another, like a guy doing like the night shift of UPS brought it by. So anyway, but the footage itself was just kind of funny. And it felt like worthy enough to show here on the variety show.
Yeah.
So folks, get a load of this UPS girl. Here it is.
One. Bowman. Please. I guess this counts. Greenfield. Oh my goodness, they need to really change the freaking change the address. Keep getting something on anyway, they moved it down there. Keep getting stuff delivered to them. Oh my goodness, they need to really change the freaking change the address. Keep getting something.
You stripped the belt on and cut the toes like a take from you. I got the California Razor cousin doing all me a virgin and the Darien Frank doing all me a virgin in my first cinema. Tiny Timber stepped on to the total. So what? You ball peen Jacominus. I'll strip the belt on and cut second toes and take from you. You know, you think about it, you're never going to down the beach, go down the beach. You know, you take the chicken off the back. You know what?
Up next is a great scene from a forgotten movie from 1975 starring Roger Moore called That Lucky Touch.
Yeah, in the scene there's an army general who's given a briefing to his men when his red phone in the background goes off, which is the president calling that nuclear war is imminent. It's a very funny scene. It's a movie nobody remembers, so we have it here for the variety show. Check it out.
It was decided to put the British to the south, together with the Danes and the Italians. And I'm going...
General?
Don't interrupt.
Yeah, but sir...
I know. Don't panic. Don't panic. We've got 4 minutes. Yes, Mr. President, General Steedman. The hell are you doing on this line?
What's the matter? Did I call the wrong number or something?
And this line is for an emergency.
Well, this is an emergency. Julia needs an extra single officer for the party tonight.
And this is the wrong number to call me on.
Why'd you answer it if it's the wrong number?
And you've got to forget this number.
How can I forget it? I don't even know what it is.
God damn it, Diane! What the hell do you want?
I told you what I want. Julia desperately needs a single officer for tonight. And why are you mad at me? It was Captain Edwards that got sick.
Diane, can you believe me that there are some things more important? And wait. Lieutenant Davis, are you married?
Well, no, sir, I...
Tell Julia she's got her officer. And forget this number. Jesus Christ. Now, let's see, where was I? Yeah. To the south, the Italians. Yes? Yeah. Yes, Mr. President, this is General Steedman. God damn it, Diane!
I'm to make sure which number it is that I'm supposed to forget.
Now, if the president calls, we're gonna die.
Now, if the president calls, we're gonna die. That is a hoot and a holler.
And now, these messages.
Greetings, this is Orson Welles, and you're watching the Variety Show with Steve, Chris, and Rob.
I've heard some good things about Baltimore. Most exciting is the crab pretzel, followed closely by the Variety Show, which I'm guessing you guys are in. I'm guessing. It sounded like from Greeny's message that like all of you guys do the Variety Show. If I'm incorrect about that, then I'm sorry. But hello, I hope you guys are fans of the movies. If you're not, my name's Katie Featherston. I was in Paranormal Activity. But I'm guessing you are. Otherwise, why would anyone want this video? Anyway, sending you guys a lot of love and have a great day. Bye, guys.
Steve.
What? I have gone all day today without saying the word fuck. Ah, shit.
Would be funny to tally up how many times a person says that word in their life.
That would be 100,000 times more. I asked my Amazon Echo how many days I've been alive, and she said I've been alive 17,558 days as of today.
Wow, it sounds like a long time in days. Maybe we should measure our lives in days and not years. Maybe we'll get more mileage out of the time we got here.
Yeah. Yep. But see, I didn't have to ask her when I'm going to die because I already knew the answer to that question.
You do?
Yeah. See, my birth certificate has an expiration date. Greetings, labias and gentlemen. I'm Steve Greenfield, rock and roll guitarist and gynecologist. I'm immensely good at what I do and always at your cervix. Today I will be fielding questions from women across the country about both topics. And first up we have Holly Goodhead in Bent Arm, Wisconsin. Due to the piss-poor feedback from our peers on doing a skit of such bad taste, we are now going to move on to the next commercial break.
Rosebud. Yes, rosebud frozen peas. Full of country goodness and green penis. Wait, that's terrible. I quit. Just a handful for the road. Oh, what luck. There's a French fry stuck in my beard.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, Silent Bob from all those pictures, and I'm breaking my silence to tell you that you're watching The Variety Show with Steve and Chris. Now, I go back to being silent again. If you want something, talk to Jay. All right, Steve, there's the plug that you wanted, but I want to talk to you about the editing thing. That is genius. That's crazy that you did your own cuts of the movie and you took the scenes and reincorporated them. That's what the movie looked like at one point. And then I was like, this could go, this could go, this could go. So nice to hear that they all went back into pieces and stuff. If you want to showcase it any place, let me know, and we could put it up at that Kevin Smith Club in the Smithsonian screening room, just for people to see. There's no money in it, obviously, but at least you can get your work be seen. You could do an intro for it and stuff like that. Greenie from Baltimore, don't let that just sit on your laptop. You get that to us, we'll let the world see it, man. All right, talk to you later.
Dang, Greenie, it's all coming together.
He actually did do recuts of Kevin Smith's films and put them up on his website like he asked. He even let me do a 2-minute introduction to explain the work and what I did to recut them and everything. But you have to be a member in order to watch them on his website. But no, he kept true to his word, and it was an honor to do that. That was really cool.
This is Anthony DiNozzo, and you're watching The Variety Show with Steve and Chris. That's a little intro that I do. It's the kind of thing that I'm not particularly good at. Wait, why is Steve McQueen What are you doing? You're pointing a gun at my head. Jeez.
And now for the Cameo Spotlight. We've been in touch with several celebrities over the past year who have given very informative answers to our questions. So here's today's Spotlight featuring Bronson Pinchot, Shawnee Smith, Patrick Laborteaux, and Malcolm McDowell.
Greenie. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do something I've never done in a Cameo, which is that I'm going to cough up ground turkey and some fresh onion. Really good, even when you cough it up. But anyway, wow. So you and your mom watched Perfect Strangers, and that is one of the things that I'm proudest of about that show. Okay, here comes some more ground turkey. I ate it so fast. Good though. Well, even the name Balky itself was something that my sister invented when we were kids, just as a silly word. In case I die, and this is my last Cameo ever, I want to thank you for, no. So that's that. Now, how I got the job in True Romance, well, that's a kind of, you would think that by now I would take a sip of something, wouldn't you? I came back. Now I'm going to do something I've never done in a video. I'm going to blow my nose. So this is kind of one of the most honest and cinema verite videos I've ever done. Greenie, what I want to talk to you about is your grooming, because I think I see the hair in your ear sticking out in the little cluster, and also from your nose sticking out toward your upper lip. This is so disgusting. It's not sexy. It looks like you want to hang the Christmas ornament on it. You know, just get a pair of clippers, or you could get a little flame and just singe it off. But please try to do some, you know, grooming, because you know, it looks like when you leave the cottage cheese in the refrigerator and it grows the fuzz. So, Steve, studying acting as I did in the late 70s, we revered Robert De Niro, and I still do. But in the 70s, that was almost unattainable. It wasn't even like acting. What he was doing was so ineffably brilliant. I think in more recent years, you can see his wheels turning a little bit, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But in the 70s, it was like watching a comet. You know, you couldn't even imagine how that worked. I don't understand, and I won't subscribe to genre snobism. So how can one of my favorite movies be The Ten Commandments when the acting is almost without exception, kind of broad? I don't know. This is really good storytelling. I don't know why, but I could watch American Graffiti back to end and end to back. I don't know why, if there's something about it. Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice, I don't even know what to say about that. It's so profoundly brilliant. And I've seen her in many things, and in some things I just have to just love her because she's just so clever. But in that's beyond acting. That's something else. Robert De Niro in Raging Bull, I don't know what that is. I mean, it's beyond acting. Spencer Tracy in Captain's Courageous. And then everybody in The Wizard of Oz. How is that even possible? How could somebody have directed those performances? Where did they come from? You can't tell somebody to be a blood-curdling witch and then just get that I don't know where that came from. It's not like anything Margaret Hamilton ever did before or ever did again. It's just, I don't know where this greatness comes from. But all the stuff I admire the most seems to come literally from another galaxy far, far away.
Hi, Greenie. It's Shawnee. Thanks for your cameo. This is so much fun. So let's see. Speaking of $5 Ho, there was a Facebook post from my old bass player. Someone recorded a show we played in Shreveport, Louisiana, and it was one of those. Too much cursing, but that aside. Anyways, you play guitar. I love musicians. I'm in awe. And rock on, Greenie. Rock on, brother. Let's see, The Blob. Yes, the Blob was actually, had a lot of practical effects, which was super cool to me. I resaw it because they came out. I did a commentary for the new Blu-ray release, and I hadn't seen it in decades, and it was super cool seeing all the practical effects. But a lot of times, yes, I was reacting to like a piece of gaffer tape on a stick or taped to the side of the camera, you know, screaming for my life. So that was a lot of the time. It was that. So good thing I have a good imagination. But they used all kinds of super cool things to, and all kind of different things for different scenes for The Blob. I thought it was a pretty good movie when I just resaw it. What's up, Greenie? Nice to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. Patrick Laverteau that's so funny because I'm pretty sure that Patrick Laverteau, not only were we in summer school together, but I'm pretty sure we all went to the same dance class when we were even younger. Then Miss Susan was our dance teacher. And I think even Matt Laberto was in there. I had kind of a crush on Matt. And I'm pretty sure that Patrick was my older sister's first kiss. Maybe handhold, maybe kiss. Which was so funny that I ended up working with him on summer school.
Hey there, Greenie. Patrick here. Shawnee Smith. Yeah, I love Shawnee Smith. Shawnee Smith is awesome. We had such a fun time on summer school, and she's got such a great personality. We had, she was pregnant in the show, and so we had all this fun. She was always wearing this baby belly in the show, and so when we were on location, like at the I think we were at Knott's Berry Farm for the amusement park location, and the animal farm and the beach. Whenever we were around each other, I got to like kind of punching the little padding that she had on her tummy, which it started off as a joke, and then it just kind of became like this thing that we did that wasn't like, we didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it. And so we were at Knott's Berry Farm, and I was doing it, and this older couple came along and said, "How dare you?" Thinking that this woman was really pregnant and I was really hitting her, and we had to explain that we were doing a movie and she's not pregnant. But I stopped after that. Shawnee Smith it was interesting. I was in a dance class at the Susan White Dance Academy in Van Nuys, and her and her sister, she was in a dance class as well, although we didn't really know each other. And then I went to college years later, and I met this girl at college, and I took her out on a date, and we dated a couple dates. It turned out to be Shawnee's older sister, which I only knew when we did summer school, and Shawnee told me all about it. So, yeah, it's been so long since I've seen her. Maybe 30 years? How did Bud lose a leg? I don't know. I don't know where the idea came from. I can tell you when I heard about it, obviously we were at war in Iraq, and I think they wanted to do something that was a big cliffhanger for the end of the season, which it ended up being. I was with my wife. We were at home, and we get a call from the executive producer, Don Belisario, and he says, Patrick, we're going to blow you up in Iraq, but you can't tell anyone. I'm like, okay. And my wife is listening on speaker, and she's saying, are your eyes open or are they closed? Are your eyes open or are they closed? Like, am I coming back the next year or not? And I said, here, my eyes open or closed? He goes, oh, yeah, your eyes are open. You're just losing a leg. But it's going to be great. You're going to lose a leg, and, we'll go through all of that. I appreciate the compliment. It had a lot to do with the writing. Once you have a show, I think we were in our 7th season. Once you have a show that's been on for a while and you got your basic plots down, it's not that you go through the motions, but that's why you go to see a show. There's going to be a court case, there's going to be an investigation, and then we're going to find out if the guy is guilty or innocent. And so when they gave me the storyline of losing my leg, it's kind of completely set aside from the rest of the storylines in the show, and it was a real great opportunity. They gave us a lot of great special insight. They allowed me to talk to people that had lost their legs and lost their limbs, and were working back with the physical therapy and all the different accoutrement that they had to use with all the different when your legs or arms or whatever are amputated. I thought it was a great storyline too. It's like I kind of sometimes distance myself from the story writing versus the acting. It's like, thank you for the compliment, but I'm not going to sit around and say, oh, it was great. But I thought it was a great storyline. Mark Harmon, reflecting on doing summer school. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. You can believe it or not, but it's absolutely true. I got Mark Harmon the job on NCIS. I love to tell this story because it's like, I just love to tell the story. Again, Donald Belisario came in and we were at lunch and he sat down and we started eating lunch. I go, what are you doing, Don? He goes, I'm writing this spinoff for JAG for this NCIS. And I go, okay, who are you looking at? He goes, I'm looking at Bakula. I go, Bakula's good. Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap. But apparently he was busy. And he goes, so I don't know who I'm going to use now. And I go, well, what about Mark Harmon? Because of Summer School. Because, I'd worked with Mark Harmon on Summer School. I'd also worked with him on a TV movie called Prince of Bel-Air. Not Fresh Prince, but, Prince of Bel-Air. And he goes, Mark Harmon. I go, yeah, he's doing a guest thing on The West Wing right now. Go ahead and take a look at it. And he went and he looked at it. And then a little while later, I saw Don. I said, so how's it going? And he goes, oh, I found this great guy. I was watching West Wing, and I found this guy named Mark Harmon. So I think I'm going to use this guy named Mark Harmon, never realizing that we'd had the conversation. But, hey, he's Don Belisario. I've loved him from Battlestar Galactica to Quantum Leap to JAG. So,
hello, how are you, Steve? It's good to talk to you via this video link. Listen, it's interesting what you say about which was the best ending. I honestly didn't like any of them. If you're going to kill an icon like Kirk, you should have given him a spectacular send-off, which they didn't do. I was rather disappointed for Bill about that because I enjoyed working with him enormously. He can really laugh at himself. As can Patrick, of course. And I knew Patrick in 1965. We were at the Royal Shakespeare Company together all those years ago. And so it was nice to work with old friends. I don't know whether his death was supposed to be a secret. Maybe it was at the time. But the one great line I remember of Sauron was, time is the fire in which we burn, Captain. So I'll leave you with that thought.
Well, that's our show.
Before we sign off, I just wanted to give you a belated birthday gift.
No, you didn't have to do that.
No, it's no trouble at all.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh. God damn it!
I heard that.
That's our show, folks. See ya.
And now, rest assured, I witness snooze with loud and clear. This has been The Variety Show, created by
Steve L. Greeny Greenfield.
Stay tuned for the premiere of the Old Movie Game Show.
Au revoir.
You turn that fucking camera off now.